What if I told you that most people aren't broken because of life? They're broken because of the way they think about life. We scroll, we compare, we chase comfort. We avoid anything that feels heavy, difficult, or uncomfortable. And then wonder why our spirit feels weak and our mind feels out of control. Here's the harsh truth. Comfort is quietly destroying the strongest parts of you. And deep down, you know it. The ancient Stoics understood something we've forgotten, that a disciplined mind can rebuild any life, and a weak mind can ruin even the best one. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That sentence alone is enough to change everything. So today, we dive into 8 brutal Stoic rules. Not for the faint-hearted, not for those looking for shortcuts, but for those ready to fix their mind and fix their life from the inside out. Comment: I choose strength. Rule 1. Embrace hardship like a warrior. If you want to fix yourself, the first rule is simple and brutal. Stop running from discomfort and start walking straight into it like a warrior. Most people today are addicted to feeling good every second of the day. They want warm rooms, soft schedules, easy conversations, instant solutions, and zero friction. They shield themselves from any situation that might stretch them, challenge them, or expose their weaknesses. But here's the paradox. The more you avoid hardship, the weaker you become. Not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The Stoics saw hardship differently. To them, discomfort wasn't a punishment, it was a forge. Marcus Aurelius didn't wake up in a palace thinking he deserved comfort. He reminded himself every morning that the world would be difficult, people would be complicated, and life would test him, and that facing these truths made him stronger, not bitter. Seneca practiced voluntary discomfort. Sleeping on a hard floor, wearing rough clothing, eating simple meals. Not because he was poor, but because he didn't want comfort to own him. He wanted to prove to himself that he could remain calm, disciplined, and capable even when life wasn't gentle. Modern life has removed most of the natural challenges that once shaped human strength. There is no hunt, no winter starvation, no village to protect. But your mind still needs resistance. Your will still needs friction. Your character still needs challenge. Think about the times in your life when you grew the most. Was it when everything was easy? Or when life cornered you, pushed you, and forced you to evolve? You fix yourself by confronting the things that scare you, tire you, or make you uncomfortable, working out on the days you feel heavy, having the difficult conversation instead of avoiding it, saying no even when it shakes your voice, choosing discipline over desire, starting the thing you've delayed for years. Every time you step into discomfort, you send a message to your mind. I am in control, not fear, not laziness, not doubt. And every time you hide from discomfort, you send a different message. I am fragile. Push me and I break. This is why your life feels stuck. Not because you lack potential, but because you reject the very experiences that would unlock it. So start small. Today, choose one discomfort. Take a cold shower. Finish that difficult task. Speak your truth calmly. Wake up earlier. Sit with your emotions without numbing them. You don't need to climb mountains. You just need to stop hiding from the weight that was meant to strengthen you. Because here is the rule you must tattoo on your mind. Discomfort is not your enemy. Discomfort is your training ground. And the moment you stop fearing it, you start fixing yourself. Rule 2. Master your emotions, or they will master you. If there is one brutal truth the modern world refuses to accept, it is this. You are not destroyed by events. You are destroyed by your reactions to them. Most people move through life like emotional puppets. Someone insults them, they explode. Traffic gets bad, they panic. A text is left unread. They spiral into insecurity. One small inconvenience and their entire day collapses. They don't respond. They react. Instantly, automatically, blindly. And nothing ruins a life faster than an uncontrolled reaction. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that harms you, but how you interpret it." In other words, the world isn't your enemy. Your interpretation is. Your emotional impulses are. Your lack of inner discipline is. Think about it. How many decisions in your life were made out of fear, anger, jealousy, insecurity, impatience, or ego? How many times did you say something you didn't mean, do something you regret, or ruin something good because you reacted too quickly? That's the silent poison of emotional impulsiveness. It feels justified in the moment, but it always costs you later. Stoicism teaches the opposite pattern. When your emotions rise, you don't act. You observe. You pause. You slow down. You breathe. You create space between stimulus and response. That tiny space is where self-mastery is born. Imagine this. You're cut off in traffic. The reflex is anger, heart racing, jaw tightening. A Stoic takes one breath, just one, and suddenly the moment isn't controlling them anymore. They're controlling the moment. Or take relationships. Someone you care about disappoints you, criticizes you, or withdraws from you. Most people react with accusations, panic, or passive aggression. But a Stoic asks, is this my emotion talking or my ego? Is a reaction useful or destructive? Do I want to win this moment or win the relationship? And just like that, clarity replaces chaos. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means owning them, naming them, understanding them, choosing when and how to express them. Your emotions are signals, but they are terrible commanders. So here is the simple Stoic protocol you can use anywhere. Pause. Don't react immediately. Buy yourself a moment. Breathe. A slow breath tells your brain you are safe, not threatened. Question. Ask, what is the story I'm telling myself? Is it true? Does reacting help or harm? This 3-second discipline can save your relationships, your goals, your career, your peace, and your self-respect. Because when you cannot control your emotions, you hand your power to anyone who knows how to trigger them. And make no mistake, some people intentionally provoke you, not to hurt you, but to control you. Your calmness robs them of that power. When you choose your response with intention, you're no longer a puppet. You are the master. You fix your mind by refusing to be dragged around by fear or anger. You fix your life by acting from strength, not impulse. The rule is simple. Control your emotions, or your emotions will control you. And the moment you choose mastery, you become unstoppable. Rule 3. Drop the illusion of fairness. One of the most painful truths in life is also one of the most liberating. Life is not fair, and expecting it to be is the reason you suffer. Most people walk around with an invisible contract in their head. I work hard, so success should come. I'm kind, so people should treat me kindly. I stayed loyal, so they should stay loyal. I did the right thing, so life should reward me. But here's the reality. Life doesn't operate on your imaginary contract. People don't always return what you give. Circumstances don't always match your effort. Justice doesn't always arrive on your schedule. And the more you cling to this illusion of fairness, the more every setback feels like a betrayal. Not just of life, but of your identity. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology did. They believed that suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from the expectations we attach to them. Seneca wrote, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about them." In other words, you are hurt not by reality, but by the way you think reality should be. Think about betrayal. Many people crumble not simply because someone left, lied, or changed. They crumble because they believed they would never do that to me. It's the expectation, not the action, that breaks you. Think about being overlooked for a promotion or opportunity. The disappointment comes not from the outcome, but from the belief that life owed you a reward for your effort. Think about being judged unfairly, criticized without reason, or misunderstood. The frustration grows because you assume others should see your intentions clearly. Expectations create emotional chains. They trap you, they weaken you. They make you depend on the world behaving exactly the way you want, and that is a losing battle. Dropping the illusion of fairness doesn't mean becoming cynical or bitter. It means becoming realistic, grounded, and resilient. It means understanding that fairness is not guaranteed, but your response always is. This shift gives you power. When you stop expecting fairness, you stop being blindsided by disappointment. When you stop expecting loyalty, you start observing patterns instead of promises. When you stop expecting comfort, you grow stronger in discomfort. When you stop expecting life to be predictable, you become adaptable in every storm. Now, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "How can I use this?" Instead of breaking down, you build. Instead of complaining, you adjust. Instead of blaming, you improve. Dropping the illusion of fairness doesn't make life easier. It makes you more durable. The moment you release the expectation that the world will treat you fairly, you begin to treat yourself with the discipline and clarity that can change everything. Life may not be fair. People may not give you what you deserve. Situations may not unfold the way you planned, but you always have the ability to rise above it, to learn from it, to transform through it. That's the Stoic way, and that's how you fix yourself. Rule 4. Control what you can, release what you can't. If you want peace, power, and clarity, this rule is non-negotiable. Stop wasting your life trying to control what was never yours in the first place. Most people live in a constant state of anxiety because they are gripping the wrong things with white knuckles. They try to control people's opinions, other people's choices, the future, the past, outcomes, timing, reactions, and circumstances far outside their reach. It's like trying to steer a storm with your bare hands. Exhausting, impossible, and guaranteed to break you. The Stoics saw this trap clearly. They divided life into two categories: what is within your control and what is not. Your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, your effort, your attitude, these belong to you. Everything else, weather, luck, traffic, other people's views, outcomes, delays, do not. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the moment you realize you control nothing but your mind." Most people never taste that freedom because they're busy fighting battles they cannot win. Think about how much emotional pain comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. You try to control how someone sees you and end up drained. You try to control whether someone stays or leaves and end up desperate. You try to control how fast life gives you results and end up frustrated. You try to control every outcome and end up disappointed. And all the while, the things you can control, your habits, your integrity, your discipline, are neglected. Let's bring this into the real world. You want someone to respect you. You can't control that. But you can control the standards you hold, the boundaries you set, and the behavior you model. You want a certain opportunity. You can't force it, but you can control how prepared you are when the chance appears. You want a specific outcome. You can't guarantee it, but you can control the quality of your effort and the consistency of your actions. This is where most people break. They tie their emotional state to external forces, and when life doesn't obey, they crumble. But when you untie yourself from what you can't control, the chaos outside loses its grip on you. Imagine a ship in a violent storm. The captain can't calm the waves or command the wind, but he can grip the wheel. He can hold his direction. He can stay anchored to what is his responsibility. And because of that, he survives storms that would sink anyone else. Your life works the same way. Your job isn't to manipulate reality. It's to manage your response to reality. Your job isn't to predict outcomes. It's to show up with discipline regardless. Your job isn't to force things. It's to act with clarity and release the rest. When you stop fighting what you can't control, you reclaim the energy to transform what you can. And that's where your power has always been. The rule is simple, but it will change everything. Control the controllable. Release the uncontrollable. Stay rooted in your own actions. That is how you fix your mind. And that is how you free your life. Rule 5. Practice voluntary discomfort to build an unbreakable will. If you want a mind that cannot be broken, you must train it before life forces you to. That is the essence of voluntary discomfort. A brutal Stoic practice most people today are far too soft to embrace. Modern society worships comfort. We choose convenience over strength, shortcuts over discipline, pleasure over progress. We avoid anything that feels difficult and then wonder why the smallest challenge sends us spiraling. The body becomes weak, the mind becomes fragile, the spirit becomes easily shaken. The Stoics saw comfort not as a blessing, but as a silent poison. Seneca slept on hard floors, walked in rough clothing, and lived with simplicity, not because he couldn't afford luxury, but because he refused to let ease weaken his character. He wanted to know that if life took everything from him, he would still stand, he would still endure, he would still be strong. Today, you don't need to sleep on stone or wander barefoot through the streets of Rome, but you do need to build deliberate friction into your life. Because when real hardship arrives, heartbreak, failure, loss, betrayal, chaos, you must already have a mind that's been tested. Voluntary discomfort is the gym of the soul. It is where you sharpen your will, stretch your discipline, and harden your resilience. And the truth is brutally simple. If you don't intentionally choose challenges, life will choose them for you. Look at your own life. How often do you choose the easy route? The warm bed instead of the cold morning air, the comfortable silence instead of the honest conversation, the distraction instead of the meaningful work. Every time you take the easy path, you weaken the muscle that keeps you steady when things get hard. But when you choose discomfort on purpose, you flip the script. You tell your mind, I don't run from difficulty. I walk into it. I don't break under pressure. I build under pressure. I don't fear struggle. I train with it. Voluntary discomfort doesn't require extreme acts. It requires intentional ones. Take a cold shower even when you don't feel like it. Push your body when your comfort begs you to quit. Say no to a pleasure that has too much control over you. Skip a luxury you normally cling to. Do the hardest task first instead of last. Choose silence instead of reacting emotionally. Do the uncomfortable thing that moves your life forward. These small acts accumulate. They build a quiet, unshakable confidence. The kind that whispers, I can handle whatever comes. That confidence is not born from success. It is born from struggle. It is born from self-imposed challenge. It is born from proving to yourself, day after day, that you are stronger than your impulses, tougher than your comfort, and more disciplined than your excuses. Because when you train your mind through voluntary discomfort, real hardship can't intimidate you. You've already felt the cold. You've already embraced the friction. You've already walked into the fire and stayed standing. The rule is clear. Comfort softens you. Challenge strengthens you. Choose the one that builds the life you want. Rule 6. Detach from outcomes. Commit to the process. If you want to fix your mind, you must break one of the biggest addictions in modern life, the obsession with results. We live in a world that worships outcomes. Followers, money, titles, approval, instant success. People measure their worth by how fast things happen and how perfectly they unfold. And when the results don't come immediately, they collapse emotionally, question themselves, or give up entirely. Not because they're incapable, but because their identity is tied to what they can't control. The Stoics saw this as a trap of the ego. Epictetus taught that outcomes belong to fate, but effort belongs to you. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your job is simply to act with justice, honesty, discipline, and let everything else unfold as it must. In other words, your responsibility is the action. The result is not your department. Think about how different your life would feel if you stopped obsessing over the finish line and instead mastered the art of showing up. Take the gym. Most people quit because they don't see instant transformation. They step on the scale expecting magic. When reality doesn't match their timeline, they emotionally collapse. But the Stoic doesn't ask, "Did I get the result today?" The Stoic asks, "Did I keep the promise to myself today?" That's the only metric that matters. Or take creativity. Writers, artists, and entrepreneurs often crumble because their work doesn't receive the recognition they imagined. They attach their self-worth to applause, something outside their control. But the Stoic creates because it aligns with their purpose, not because the world must clap. Or take relationships. You cannot control whether someone loves you, stays loyal, or appreciates your efforts. But you can control how you show up, with integrity, clarity, and character. And that is enough. Your internal standard is your true compass. Here's the harsh truth. The more you attach yourself to outcomes, the weaker you become. The more you attach yourself to the process, the stronger you become. Because the process is yours, it is within your power. You decide how disciplined you are. You decide how consistent you are. You decide how much effort, intention, and integrity you bring. When you fall in love with effort itself, results stop controlling your emotions. You stop riding the roller coaster of hope and disappointment. You act because it's who you are, not because you need a reward. And ironically, that's when the results finally come. Not to those who chase them desperately, but to those who build themselves relentlessly. So define your process. What does the best version of you do daily? How do they think? How do they act? What habits do they repeat? What standards do they never break? Then commit to that, with or without applause, with or without quick rewards, with or without external validation. Because the moment you tie your identity to discipline instead of outcome, you become untouchable. Life can delay your results, but it can't stop your progress. People can doubt you, but they can't derail your consistency. Failure can bruise you, but it can't break you. Not when your strength comes from the process itself. The rule is simple. Detach from outcomes. Commit to the work. Let discipline define you. Rule 7. Live with the awareness of death. Memento Mori. There is a rule so ancient, so powerful, and so uncomfortable that most people avoid it their entire lives. Remember that you will die. Modern society treats death like a forbidden topic. Something distant, something abstract, something we should never think about. But the Stoics believed the opposite. They believed that remembering death was the key to truly living, not to terrify you, but to wake you up. Because nothing creates urgency like the truth that your time is limited. Nothing creates clarity like realizing you don't get unlimited chances. Nothing cuts through fear, procrastination, and excuses like knowing one day, sooner than you expect, your story ends. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." That wasn't pessimism. It was liberation. Because once you understand that every moment is borrowed time, you stop wasting it on meaningless things. Look at how people live today. They postpone dreams until they feel ready. They tolerate disrespect because they don't want conflict. They stay in places, habits, and relationships that drain them because there's always tomorrow. But tomorrow isn't guaranteed. The future is a luxury, not a promise. Memento Mori removes the illusion of infinite tomorrows, and when that illusion dies, your real life begins. Think about your own habits. How many opportunities have you delayed? How many important conversations have you avoided? How many times have you held back your truth because you thought you could say it later? How often have you lived like you have endless time while your days quietly slip away? When you remember death, your priorities sharpen. You stop arguing about nonsense. You stop trying to impress the wrong people. You stop giving your energy to drama, grudges, and distractions. You start choosing the things that actually matter, the things aligned with your values, your purpose, your soul. It's not about being morbid, it's about being awake. Awareness of death is not meant to depress you. It's meant to free you. Free you from fear. Free you from delay. Free you from living someone else's script. And that freedom is what allows you to fix yourself at the deepest level. Here is a simple Stoic exercise. Imagine that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Ask yourself 3 questions. What would I regret not doing? Who would I regret not speaking to? What truth would I regret not living? Your answers reveal everything about the life you're meant to build. When you live with this awareness, every day becomes precious. Every decision carries weight. Every moment becomes a reminder that your time is too valuable to waste on trivial things. Your mortality is not your weakness. It is your compass. It is the force that cuts through your excuses. It is the reminder that life is happening right now, not someday. The rule is simple. Live like you're on borrowed time, because you are. And the moment you embrace that, your life stops drifting and starts transforming. Rule 8. Live by virtue, not validation. If you truly want to fix your life, you must understand this final Stoic truth. You cannot build a strong mind while chasing weak approval. Most people spend their lives performing, not living. They bend their personality to fit in. They hide their truth to avoid judgment. They choose what is popular over what is right, and then wonder why they feel empty, anxious, and disconnected from themselves. Worse, they measure their worth based on how others react. Did they notice me? Did they praise me? Did they validate me? Did they approve of my choices? It's a never-ending emotional prison. Because the moment you need someone else's applause to feel whole, you've already surrendered your power. The Stoics lived the opposite way. For them, virtue, not validation, was the foundation of a meaningful life. Virtue meant character, integrity, courage, wisdom, justice, and discipline. It meant doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It meant being anchored to principles rather than approval. Marcus Aurelius ruled an entire empire, yet he constantly reminded himself, do what is right, let others judge as they will. He understood a timeless truth. You can control your values, but you cannot control people's interpretations of them. When you live by virtue, you become steady. When you live by validation, you become fragile. Look at how often people abandon themselves for acceptance. They lie to keep the peace. They tolerate disrespect to avoid being alone. They silence their opinions to avoid being seen as difficult. They choose comfort over courage. They shrink so others feel taller. But every time you betray your values, you lose a piece of yourself. You don't just disappoint others. You disappoint the person in the mirror. Living by virtue means returning to your internal compass. It means asking, is this honest? Is this wise? Is this courageous? Is this aligned with who I want to become? Not, will they like this? Will they approve? Will they clap for me? Virtue demands that you choose character over convenience, truth over popularity, long-term respect over short-term applause. And here's the twist. When you stop chasing validation, the right people start respecting you naturally. Because authenticity has gravity. Integrity has weight. A person who stands firm in their values becomes magnetic even in silence. There is a unique peace that comes from doing what is right even when no one knows. A quiet confidence, a grounded self-respect, a strength that doesn't depend on opinions, trends, or applause. So here is a simple Stoic practice for your day. Choose one virtue, honesty, discipline, courage, or kindness, and live it without telling anyone. Let your actions speak for you. Let your character stand on its own. Let your integrity be louder than your words. Because when you live by virtue instead of validation, you stop chasing and start becoming. You stop reacting and start choosing. You stop seeking permission and start living with purpose. The rule is clear. Be the warrior of principles, not popularity. That is how you build a mind that cannot be shaken and a life that cannot be corrupted. You've just walked through 8 brutal Stoic rules, not theories, not cliches, but principles sharp enough to rebuild a life from the inside out. Embrace hardship, master your emotions, drop the illusion of fairness. Control what you can. Choose discomfort, detach from outcomes. Remember your mortality, live by virtue, not validation. These aren't ideas you listen to once and forget. They're practices, they're habits, they're the daily armor that turns a scattered, reactive mind into something steady, disciplined, and unshakable. Life will not get easier. People will not always be kind. Circumstances will not always be fair, but you can become stronger. You can become clearer. You can become someone who cannot be broken by what breaks most people. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments which rule hit hardest. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more Stoic wisdom. Say it with me. I'm fixing my mind. I'm fixing my life.